Pro-abortion activists accuse pro-lifers of being against abortion, but not caring about the mother and child after the birth. That accusation withers in the face of my guests today. They prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that pro-lifers truly care about the woman and her child well after birth. You could say they're putting their efforts and resources where their mouths are, and with very positive results. Stay with us. Krista March of Chicago, Illinois, was brought up in a loving Christian family. And when she became pregnant while in high school, her family and church were willing to provide support. But thinking she had no future as a pregnant teen, she chose instead to have an abortion. After dealing with regret, depression, and a suicide attempt, Krista found her way back to her faith and family. She's now a wife and mother of 2 wonderful children, and her passion for helping young teen moms dealing with the same challenges she faced led her to start Teen Mother Choices in 1989. I understand you did some research before you started the organization.
Absolutely. I didn't realize I was doing a feasibility study, but it turned out to be a 10-month feasibility study where I contacted local, state, and federal organizations to find out who existed solely to serve teenage moms, not pregnant teens, but teenage mothers, and found out that there were no organizations whose sole purpose was to serve that people group. From that, I went to local schools and said, if there was a program for teenage moms in your community, what is the #1 program that you think, or service I should say, that you think that program should provide? And what I heard over and over again was childcare, because that was the #1 reason why girls were not returning to school. So not wanting to start a daycare center myself, said, I bet you we could link up with local area daycare centers and we could raise the money so that we could pay for the girls' childcare. And that would be the hook service to bring the girls into our program. So that's what we did. We ended up paying up to 100% of girls' childcare so that she can finish high school, because one of her requirements to join this program was that she had to finish school. And as the program developed, we began to realize that any resource that a teen mom lacked or need she had could be met by somebody within the local area church.
What are the goals of the program?
The goals of the program is to help teenage moms become independent, functioning members within their community. That's the goal. Our purpose is to demonstrate the love of Jesus Christ to teenage mothers and their children. In honor of my child, I believe that serving teen moms is one of the most important things I can do with my life.
What are the life skills workshops?
Life skills workshops help provide teen moms with valuable information, as well as getting them in contact with experts that provide the information. Teen Mother Choices, while based on very biblical principles, is also based on the 5 life roles of a teen mom. First and foremost, she's a teenager. Many times we try and look at her as solely being a mom. Well, yeah, that's the second role. She is a mom, but unfortunately, maturity-wise, she is a teenager. So we shouldn't be surprised when she acts like a teenager, even with a baby on her hip, okay? So she's a teenager, she's a mother, she's a student, primarily because she needs to get back into school. She's an employee. If she's not an employee now, she needs to be an employee to figure out how she's going to take care of herself and her child. And the fifth, and the one that kind of holds it all together, is she's a seeker. She's trying to figure out, who am I in this world? So life skills workshops are based around the 5 life roles of a teenage mom. So we discuss everything from balancing your budget, to nutrition, to parenting skills, to how to get a job. Anything that will help her function within those 5 life roles is addressed during life skills workshops.
What about girls who want to go on to college?
That's the funnest part, is to see them move on to college. We'll continue to pay for their childcare when they go on for college as well. We work within their budget. Each girl, we do what we refer to as a 6-month game plan, which is our individualized service plan, where she identifies 5 goals that she wants to work on within the next 6 months. She can stay in the program as long as she wants to, as long as she continues working on her goals. On average, a girl stays about 3 years, and then she kind of graduates herself out. There are some girls that choose to go on to full-time employment. Then maybe the best thing that we can do is do some kind of vocational testing or counseling with her. find out what kind of jobs is she best equipped for. We don't want her just to have a job, we want her to have a career so that she can keep moving forward.
Coming up, we'll learn about the key mentor relationships that make teen mother choices so effective. In 2007, Krista expanded the Teen Mother Choices into Teen Mother Choices International, with programs in the U.S., Canada, and Australia. She's found churches are a great resource for teen moms to turn to and train local churches to start their own TMC programs. Todd Habegger is the pastor of the Village Church of Gurnee, located in the suburb of Chicago. He met Krista 20 years ago at the church when she approached him about starting a TMC program.
I knew a little bit about the ministry that she had founded, but she came in, I recall one day, into the office and laid out the vision for what Teen Mother Choices was all about. And as I said, I was hooked right from the very beginning. It seemed like something that the Lord was telling us very clearly, yes, we need to be involved in that too. I was really impressed with Teen Mother Choices because it gave us the opportunity to say we're not just interested in telling young teens that they should keep their babies and not abort them, but we needed to provide an opportunity for to say we love you enough and care about this enough that we're going to help you. We're going to be involved in your life and help support you in the right decision that you've made to keep your child.
Give me some specifics of how you're helping teens in some practical ways.
Well, a lot of the volunteers here at church that are involved in Teen Mother Choices use their own life experiences, their own life skills, their own training. They come in and pour into the girls' lives. We have a mechanic here at the church who comes in and teaches basic skills about car maintenance. We have people involved in the financial field who come in and help the young ladies learn more about budgeting and taking care of their finances. And there's others that come in and do their skills, what they have to offer with the teen moms that will help them in everyday life.
One of the cornerstones of TMC is the mentorship relationship. Each teen mom is paired with a mentor who helps the young mom reach her program goals. Marcia Furrow served as a mentor for Teen Mother Choices for 10 years, and the relationships she developed with her girls have turned into lifelong friendships.
One of the things that you can clearly see with some of these young women is when the babies are new or even when they're pregnant, there's a little bit of a status of look what I have, and then these precious little babies are born, and these mamas almost see them as like a Coach bag, a cute little accessory. Look at what I have, she's so cute, and they buy these enormously expensive little outfits for them. And then they start spitting up and pooping and crying all night long, and suddenly an accessory is a little human being that needs a lot of love and attention, and that creates a mindset and a paradigm shift that has to happen in a hurry. And so I think I just wanted to be a part of helping these young girls recognize what it really means to be a mommy and not just a teenage girl with a baby.
Tell me about the time you spent mentoring.
It's a lot of heartache, it's a lot of frustration, it's a lot of unanswered phone calls, it's a lot of broken appointments. I think that the day-to-day of being a mentor is a lot of prayer. You pray for the girls every single day. When you see these girls, they're just so excited to have, for lack of a better word, a normal person in their life, someone who's just going to listen to them, someone who's going to love them no matter what, someone who's going to sit across the table from them and just be a friend for a half an hour. And then you walk in on Thursday night and you see their babies and they come running up to you and grab you and hug you, and this was before I had grandchildren even, and you start taking on that auntie or grandmotherly role, and these little ones just love you and they want to sit with you, and when they come to your house they know right where your snack cabinet is. And no, there are many, many, many positives.
We've had mentors that have gotten calls from teen moms saying, I just got kicked out of my house with my 2-month-old or 2-year-old, and I have no place to go. And we've had mentors that have driven girls around trying to find housing in a snowstorm, and have taken girls into their home, not necessarily to live in their home, but having them over for meals and being their shoulder to cry on for the teen mom. Mentors are also asked to spend time with the teen mom apart from life skills workshops or apart from Teen Mother Choices, having her over for a meal, letting her see a family, intact family, and how it works, and so therefore actually becoming part of her family.
What's the most rewarding part of your work?
The most rewarding part is when you see a girl with a baby become a mama with a child. There's something that changes.
When we return, we'll talk with a young mother currently involved in the program. Janet Gill was only 13 when she became pregnant. Shocked and upset, her parents told Janet her punishment would be living as a teen mom and amounting to nothing. Janet knew she couldn't have an abortion and chose to parent her baby. She gave birth to a beautiful boy named Joshua when she was only 14. With Joshua's dad out of the picture, Janet's relationship with her parents improved, but she still wasn't receiving the support she needed. That is, until she heard about Teen Mother Choices.
I was a sophomore in high school, and my guidance counselor, I would go talk to her, and she brought it up. She gave me her number to call her, and I called her and then Mona. And I started talking more to Mona, which was the director back then.
So when they brought that idea up, was your first reaction positive?
Mm-hmm. And she started talking, she started telling me more about it, and at that time I needed all the support as, I can get.
What was the biggest benefit to you?
The support. They gave you a bunch of support, which I didn't 100% have back at home.
So you would say the emotional support?
Emotional, everything. They would help with, if I needed diapers, they would give diapers. If I needed formula, they would give formula, It's just things I couldn't do for my son at the time. And they would just, if I was down or breaking down or needed, a break, they were always there for me, and they still are. It's an amazing program.
Tell me about the mentor you had and how she affected your life.
My mentor, oh man, she is the best, Sandy. She's always there for me. I feel like she's not just my mentor, but we became so close. She's my best friend. I tell her everything. She helps me get through things, especially when I'm about to give up with things. She is the best, supporter. I don't think we're ever gonna stop talking, even when I graduate TMC. She is.
You think she's a lifetime friend then?
Yes. I would never give her up. She's here to stay.
Many girls remain in the program for 3 to 4 years. As long as they keep moving forward and working toward achieving the goals they set for themselves, they may continue to participate in TMC. The most rewarding part comes when they graduate from the program by becoming self-sufficient.
This is not for the most part, it's not a crisis management program. This is, if you're willing to work hard to move forward in life, we're willing to match your energy 100%. So she needs to be willing to finish her high school education. She needs to maintain a C average in all of her classes. She needs to attend weekly life skills workshops. She needs to be willing to meet with her mentor. She needs to be willing to work on her goals, her set goals, and she must not have a repeat pregnancy.
Marcia, what qualifies a girl to graduate?
They're able to maintain their own household. They have found apartments, or they have gotten jobs where they can take care of themselves and their children. They have learned parenting skills, anger management skills, how to play with their children. They basically have learned how to be self-sustaining parents and for the most part without government assistance.
Do you think that this program can really make a difference in the girls' lives?
Yeah, because I've seen it. I've seen girls come into this program who had no plan for the future and walk out of here saying, no one ever told me that I could do something. No one ever gave me any kind of an encouragement that I could do something with my life, and you guys did. And those girls go off and do amazing things. We've seen girls get off of welfare and never go back. We've seen girls end up marrying amazing men and starting programs of their own, or clearly starting families of their own, and be on a very solid footing. So yes, I've seen the change in people.
Well, I was just in one of the final meetings of this particular year for Teen Mother Choices, where all of the girls that are involved got up and expressed their appreciation for Teen Mother Choices. And every time I go to one of those meetings and hear them talk firsthand about what the program, what the ministry has meant to them, I'm convinced it's life-changing. They receive a sense of purpose, a sense of vision for what their future could be. They feel supported, they don't feel alone anymore. And I'm convinced that there can be a change in their whole life pattern, there can be a change in the legacy that they leave their children. I think it's not just touching the moms who come to the program, but their kids, and it can have a ripple effect for generations to come.
If you could go back and do anything different, what would you change?
I don't think I would change it. Anything. I feel like my son really did save me, because even as an 8th grader, I was going down the worst path.
Where do you think, Janet, you'd be without Teen Mother Choices? If you had never come across their path, where do you think you'd be?
Probably not with my son. I have no idea. I mean, I never had the support back at home when I was pregnant, or even when I gave birth to him.
The people at Teen Mother Choices had a different attitude, didn't they?
They just told me not to give up on my son and not to give up on myself.
In a moment, we'll hear Krista's future plans for Teen Mother Choices International. Currently, there are Teen Mother Choices programs in 8 states, Canada, and Australia. But Krista hopes to keep that number growing by conducting online training and partnering with churches and pregnancy care centers. TMC is able to assist even more teen moms.
I can quite frankly envision a time when our country, which is now #1 when it comes to teen mothers in the world, no longer has that problem, because every church in the community has stood up and said, we're taking care of her and her child. I look forward to that day. This is a simple enough, believe it or not, this is a simple enough program that any community can do it.
What are your plans for the future?
I plan to go to college and hopefully be a medical assistant or join the medical field. I don't know, I love helping people out. I just love being in people's life. You know, if they need help, I want to be there. And I want to continue, you know, when I do graduate TMC, I would still like to be like a volunteer here, help out, or, you know, do something.
If you were able to talk to somebody, a young girl who was considering abortion, what would you tell her?
Not to do it. I mean, it's hard. But it is, with being with your child, it's like the best thing that could ever happen. I mean, you're gonna struggle, but it's worth it.
Krista, if you could talk to a young girl considering abortion, what would you say to her?
I think even before I talked to her, I'd find out where the churches were in her community. And then I would ask some of them, I'm gonna go talk to this teen mom. Would you be willing to help her? And then sit down and talk to her and say, what are your goals for the future? What do you want to accomplish with your life? What do you want to see your child do with his life? So many teen moms don't even think that they have a future once they give birth They think welfare, life of welfare is all they got. And to sit down and say to her, you were created for something much bigger than this. Nobody has ever been like you before. No one will ever be like you again. Let's find out what your gifts and talents are and find out how you can use those to make a life for yourself and your child. And sometimes the biggest goal or biggest service we can provide teen moms is to consistently remind her she's here for a purpose. She's not an accident, and her child is definitely not an accident.
Teen Mother Choices International has a winning and proven strategy to assist teen moms and their babies, and they're doing it without spending a penny of our tax dollars. Seems the U.S. government could take a valuable lesson from Krista and her network of friends and volunteers. These churches and caring individuals help young mothers become independent, changing the face of America one family at a time. Thanks for watching. You can help a young mother and her baby in your community. Visit our website at facinglife.tv to have your name randomly selected to receive one of these beautiful and practical gifts. It may open doors for you to mentor someone like Janet. While at the website, order a copy of today's episode on DVD or Blu-ray to share with others.